Hi there. Welcome back to this month's three-part Holiday Party Conversation Spectacular series. Thanks so much for tuning in last week and for all your smart questions and comments. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out last week's post, make sure you scroll up and click the link above to check it out. It'll help you start and keep those organic conversations going. But today, I'm actually diving into two very specific questions I got recently that, like so many of your questions, I can very much personally relate to. The first question I got was, what do you do if you're talking to someone and they're either way taller than you or they're way shorter than you, and you have to do that awkward thing where you are physically looking up at them, or maybe you're physically looking down on them? Well, the key here is to really focus on your physical space. So as a short person who runs into this all the time, I typically try to scan my environment really quickly and see if there's somewhere we could go easily sit down. Because if we're sitting down, more often than not, it'll help level out that more extreme eye contact angle. Also, by saying, hey, do you want to go sit over there? So it's just easier to talk. You're signaling to that person that you actually care to talk to them, that you want to focus on them and the conversation you're having, as opposed to that awkward height difference. If there's not somewhere you could go easily sit down, or it would feel too forced or inauthentic to go ask them to sit down, the next strategy would be just to take a step back or two. Because think about it, if I'm talking to someone right now who's way taller than me, and they're only about a foot in front of me, just by taking a step back, they're kind of gonna come a little bit lower in space. So again, the eye contact angle won't be so high. So that's the second go-to strategy. Just create a little bit more space between you and that person who's taller than you or that person who's shorter than you to level out that angle. The second question I got is, what do you do if you're talking to someone and you're having trouble hearing them, or they're speaking in maybe their second language, and so you're having trouble really making out what they're trying to say? With this, I'd say first, try that first strategy with the height difference, which is scan your environment quickly and see if there's somewhere you could go easily sit down, further away from the speakers, further away from the chatter, just to really optimize your ability to hear them. If that's not available to you, try phrasing what you're experiencing in an honest way, but by taking ownership over your own trouble hearing them. It might sound something like this: hey, I'm actually having some trouble hearing you. By saying it in some version like that, you're saying it in a non-accusatory way, meaning you're not asking them to speak up or telling them that they're having trouble speaking up. You're saying that you're having trouble hearing them. The thing is, if you're talking to someone who is a bit more soft-spoken, or maybe English isn't their first language, if you're speaking in English, they probably already have some sort of vocal insecurity. So by asking them to speak up, you could be poking an insecurity you probably don't mean to be poking. Of course, if you know that person well and you feel like you're close enough and you want to ask them to speak up or articulate a little bit more clearly, hey, go for it. But if it's not that kind of situation, try either physically moving you in space, again signaling that you're really interested in talking to them and continuing that conversation, or say that you're having trouble hearing them, which will naturally tend to incentivize them to speak up a little bit, or it'll cause you two to work together to figure out how you can problem solve this trouble hearing each other. Make sense? Well, what do you think? Have you ever experienced either of these situations before? How have you handled them in the past? And how might you use a couple of these strategies next time you're in one of these situations? Leave a comment below and let me know. Also, if you haven't already subscribed for my e-tribe, my email list, make sure you scroll down below, type in your name and email address, and sign up. Because when you do, I'm gonna send you a free training, exclusive tips I don't share anywhere else, and also some early bird info coming up about our group coaching program you do not want to miss. In the meantime, keep showing up as that you most wanna be. One intention, one interaction at a time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on the Self-Spoken blog for part 3 of our Holiday Party Conversation Spectacular series. Bye.